How you doing?
How are you this
Hold on,
morning?
I'm doing good. Listen, I met you at the premiere of True to the Game 2 movie premiere party, and we was kind of dressed alike. We had on the liquid pants, and you was like, listen, why are we dressed alike? And I saw y'all saying, okay, this man looks familiar. I know who this is. This is EJ King. What is going on? The infamous EJ King. How are you?
How are you, vet? Yo, I love that. When I seen you, I was like, not only was our pants similar, but we almost had the same color scheme.
We did. The black, what is it, black and blue
It
jean or something like
yeah, I had the blue jacket coat on and a white
that?
shirt, and you had a white black corset top.
Yes. Good energy. I always love good energy. So I said, listen, we had to get you on the show
Thank
because you've been present, but kind of like out of the, out of the scene just a little bit.
you.
So for people who may not know who you are, I know you work with the likes of Kelly Rowland, you work with Tamar Braxton, Chris Brown, T-Pain, you moved from the hairstylist to makeup
Yeah.
stylist to actual celebrity stylist. So tell me a little bit more about you.
So I started off doing PR when I was 17, and I did PR for 2 years, and that's kind of how I got to know Young Hollywood. And I dabbled in makeup a little bit. My grandmother, I come from a family of hairstylists. My grandmother was one of the first Black women in LA to have, or Orange County to have a hair salon. And so I grew up around hair. And, but then but fashion was always my passion. And so I stopped doing hair and I got into wardrobe styling. And my style partner, Shanita, who took me under her wing at 17, I left and never came home. And so I've been blessed to work with like Day 26. I worked with Keisha Cole. I worked with Nelly and Ashanti. I worked with, like you said, T-Pain. I've worked, with Chris. I've worked with, people know me from Megan, Tamar, Tiana, Crucci. I worked with so many different people. And it just, over the years, it kind of slips your mind like, damn, I've done so much. Some of the more main people that people know me for is I did Tamar's show, and then I had a show on BET called About the Business with Eve Picture. And then I got Chris, and I was with Chris for like 6 years. And then from Chris, I moved on to Megan.
Okay, right. So you've been in the business for what, like 2 decades, like 20 years? It's been like that long?
I've been in this business going on 14 years now.
Sheesh. So you have a lot of experience. So working with the different artists and their caliber of celebrity, how do you deal with some of the different personalities? Like, I know some personalities or celebrities don't like to get outside of their box fashion wise. So how do you convince that person to step outside of their box fashion?
So I always told people the type of stylist I am is I want to elevate your natural style. I just want to add a touch of EJ to a canvas that's already there, only because when you take somebody out of their comfort element and you try to put them in something that they're not comfortable with, clothes, you know what I'm saying? It reads on you. It tells a story on how you move that day, your confidence. You know what I'm saying? So if you wore sneakers all your life and I put you in the highest pair of pumps and
That's me.
So so your walk is gonna be different. You're gonna be trying to, get it, and that's not your moment. And I remember Tiana Taylor is one of my longest friends, and we like family, and that's my sister. And I always tease Tiana because Tiana's always been a sneakerhead. And so when Tiana first started getting pumps, like out of all the friends, I was like, Tiana, put some pumps on. So to see her now go from like almost like the little Bambi legs and to now to strutting, I'll be like, I love that, but it has to come at a time where you're comfortable in it. So I always want to elevate who you are naturally, grow from there. And especially with artists, to me, it's very important that you take the steps to grow with your fans, And so I've been blessed enough to have clients that it's a little tug of war, but it's not really bad. You know, like they really, a lot of them really be willing to take the chance and just be like, shit, let's do it. And so,
Right. Because they
you know,
trust your judgments because you are fabulous. You style. I said, okay, I love his style. You know, I checked you out on Instagram. And I said, oh my God, I really love this style. So just, you know, just knowing your work, you know, I've seen you on shows such as the Tay Mars and, you know, you had your own show. And of course, Megan Thee Stallion. You know, a lot of people do know you from Megan Thee Stallion. She's always
yeah,
put you in videos and everybody's like, oh, there's Megan Thee Stallion, but who is that tall guy like in the back, you know? So speaking of which, you know, we definitely got to talk about that just a little bit. Are you, I know
yeah.
you don't work with Megan Thee Stallion anymore.
No.
Okay.
No. It's kind of a tricky thing, but the reality is, to me, a lot of things have expiration dates, and I think that good, bad, or indifferent, there's something that we just gotta accept. I can tell you though, out of most of my clients, Megan was probably like the funnest person out. And so I really hate that it ended, but I also understand the space that we're in. And so I was done styling. The crazy thing is when me and Chris stopped working, I told my manager, like, yo, I want to get more into acting. I want to get more into my media and my social and just TV personality stuff. And I was like, I kind of want to step back from styling and take another avenue. And so, but I also, in that same breath, I literally said a prayer, and I just was like, yo, Lord, I want to work with somebody dope. I want to work with a dope chick. And that's because a lot of my friends, I love Cardi and Colin's relationship. I love, you know, Law and Zendaya, and so my friends have these really dope relationship with their female clients, and they grew together. And so I wanted that. I wanted something like that because everybody I got was already established as I got it. And so I wanted somebody new and fun and to be able to grow with. And so it's so crazy because I said that prayer probably on a Saturday. I went hiking, I believe. And then Monday, Tiana calls me like, yo, we got to shoot this video. I heard, Megan's in it. She hasn't had nobody. Can you dress us for the shoot? And my best friend, he owns Pretty Little Thing. And so he was like, bro, we booked Megan for this party. Make sure you come, da-da-da. And so I've always learned that things that are for you happen and the signs come back to back. And so all that week I had been hearing things about Megan. And then so I met her at the party, and then I ended up seeing her at BET Awards, and we spoke, and I seen her after party. And I was like, yo, I think we got to shoot on Tuesday. And she was like, okay, friend. So, and then we ended up doing the shoot. And then a week later they called and was like, EJ, can you come on tour with us? And da-da-da. And I had told my manager, I was like, I know I told you I was done. But I said, I feel like what I prayed for. And I got it. And then for a year straight, me and Megan were literally stuck at the hip. And I have so much love for Megan. I think that Megan is a dope chick. And I've been doing this long enough to understand some things got to end. And, and if it's possible later on down the line, it will come back together. But, I think where people got it misunderstood is like, I never went live to go live,
What do you mean by that?
Like this, how me and you are sitting down, it's quiet, you can hear me. It's a thing to where I know that I'm talking to you that, I went live, and, through our situation, our personal situation, I wasn't addressing a lot of things. And then I was getting asked a lot of things. And this is the first time I have ever been involved in anything this big with the client.
Yeah.
So, and that's just because it's not me, but I addressed it, and I'm always on live. And so I just was talking. I just was like, no, I don't, da-da-da. And so it turned into this big thing. And it was like, you went live? Why would you go on social media with this? And I was like, I didn't go on. I just literally.
Okay, so for the backstory, EJ, see, I really don't know the backstory. All I know is I heard in the news like, oh, they're not friends anymore. This messy situation. So
Yeah.
Just very quick, and I don't want to make this whole interview about Megan, but
No,
what was the gist of it?
I wanted to clear that because by no means am I ever a messy person. Any client, any friend, any celebrity friend in this business will tell you, like, that ain't EJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot when people seen it. And so, but because Megan is who she is today, social is what it is, you know, I guess the naive part of me was I genuinely thought I just was gonna answer, like, I answered question, cool, move on. You know what I'm saying? And then it turned into this big thing. And then when it was picked up, I didn't want the blogs to turn it into something messy. So I made another video explaining, like, it's not messy. You know what I'm saying? It's not a messy situation. And nor do I want it to be a messy situation. I've never been that person. Like, you meeting me the first time, I was like, I'm so positive all the time. Like, I'm the most easygoing person that anybody, you know, that you will meet. So, you know, it unfortunately it turned into something, you know, bigger than what it was. And, you know, she was offended by it. She felt that I should have never said anything. But I think what I feel today at the place I am today is we are all artists in what we do. And it was my truth on a situation that I just, you know, I simply said, hey, we're no longer working together. That's it. I wish everybody well on her team. I wish everybody well going forward. And that's just what it is. And I think a lot of people turn it into something messy.
Yeah, when you do that, so when you went live and you did the interview, had you spoken to Megan before you actually, because sometimes I think we do this on social media, and I figure, okay, like, why don't they just pick up the phone and just call each other instead of just going live? So was that the type of situation? Or
me and Megan had been speaking on and off, but we were in a cool place. But I was asking about gigs that were coming up, and you know, at a point, my manager would talk to her manager and be like, "Hey, you know," and so I would be excited, like, "Hey, we got this," and then, you know, I looked up and then she was dressed, and then it was, you know, that was that, and so I would hit them, and you know, and even with Megan at Cardi's party told me, she was like, I never said I fired you. I said, yeah, but somebody had to say something because this is where we're at, you know? And I said, nobody ever said anything to me. And so I think that I think the politics involved, I think the situation at hand, Megan had a lot going on with her and her situation she has with Tori. And so I hadn't been speaking to Megan a whole lot, but we were speaking. She made my birthday video, you know, we talked. When I cut my hair, I called her. Like, what I wish could have maintained was our personal, even though, but I feel like it all kind of blended into one. And, you know, I think as a strong person as I am, I'm very strong. Like, I've learned how to cut people off and understand, like, not caring who it is. I think that's the biggest thing, is people want you to overly care when it involves celebrities. So it's like, you have to learn to protect your own energy at any cost, whoever it is. And so that's the part that I do think that sucks, is because I genuinely had, for a year straight, I want to tell you, like, we were big ass kids, like on Instagram and on we were big kids. We would have pillow fights. We would do, you know, pillow fights on a plane. We just had a fun time, and I would never deny the time that we had, because it was something so real and so fun, and we got close so fast. And so I fell in love with Megan Pete. I didn't care about Megan Thee Stallion, and I think people online care enough about the artist, and not the back person. I care about the back person, not the artist, you know? And so, yeah, it is a bittersweet thing. And so you know, a lot of my friends was like, it's cool. You know, I would try to be like, I ain't tripping, but it does affect you when you lose any friend, any relationship.
Because you're real friends. It's real friends. It wasn't based off of something that was, you know, unauthentic. You and Megan actually had a close relationship. So do you, I hear you say, you know, it started because you would ask about different events, and then oh, we got this event coming up, but she would already be dressed. So did you feel a type of way because it's like, oh, well, I feel slighted because I'm supposed to be doing it, but now you already have a different stylist. So is that where the division kind of came from?
I mean,
Because it's like, you're supposed to be my friend and we're working together, but I mean, like, what's going on? You're not telling me what's going on.
that's the biggest thing. I think in any relationship, communication is the best.
Oh my gosh.
Baby,
Oh my God.
communication would stop a lot of extra BS, you know? And like I said, our managers dealt with each other. And I would talk to Megan, and then it'll be a different conversation, and then my manager will have a different conversation, and then I'll look up and she doing something. She doing something else, you know? And so I just, even if they would have been like, hey, EJ, we want to bring somebody else on. Like, I always tell people, I'm a team player. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of big artists who got multiple glam people. I know a lot of big artists. I personally chose to just have one client. I personally just told Megan, like, I'm gonna rock with you. If if I'm gonna get back into it, I don't want to do nobody else. Right. So I'm with you, we rocking, let's do it. So I just wish once we stopped rocking, somebody would have said, hey, we're not rocking, you know, and just nip it in the bud, and if we're gonna go our separate ways, that's fine. I don't never mind ending a business relationship. Absolutely. Work goes. I got to know and love Megan, and I wish that our personal relationship could have been separated, and it wasn't. And I think it all blended in together. And so when I seen her at Cardi's party, that was my first time seeing Megan since her incident with Tori.
Wow. With Tori.
Yeah. And so so it was like, well, I ain't gonna speak, you know, cause
y'all, wait a minute. So y'all didn't speak at the party? Did y'all not?
I didn't speak to Megan until the end of the party. And for me, I don't never want to go into anybody's space and disrupt their space.
Gotcha.
I've dealt with artists that try to show off in front of people, and I'm just in a space in my life is I'll show off back. And so
right.
All of whatever this could be, because I don't know where we're at, I'd rather just kind of play the background. And so we finally did see each other, and then, you know, we did have words, and we did talk at Cardi's party, and it did get a little heated, but that's because
really? Oh no. So I'm thinking it's going to be better. I know a party or you know, in the vicinity of, you know, other people is not the best time to hash out differences. So
I never wanted to get into anything at another person's party, let alone Cardi's birthday party, you know? And that's half the reason why I did avoid and did kind of do the shuffle, because, you know, I told Cardi's team that that won't happen. We won't have no, you know, this would be fun. I respect Cardi and her team and Colin so much. And, you know, when they invited us, me and Tiana and our other friend came down. And that's just what it was. And I did know Megan was going to attend. They told me that she was coming. And so, you know, it is kind of like that, all right, type feeling.
Anxious feeling like, oh my God, I got to see this person. I don't know what the energy is going to be like. And then you see her, and then you finally speak, and then the energy is not bad. I mean, it's not good energy.
And to everybody was faded at Cardi's party. I'm not a huge drinker, so I was a little more, you know, calm or whatever, but everybody was faded. I know when Megan is faded, I know how passionate and animated Megan is when she's talking. And so, you know, to the party, it could have looked like something crazier. With us talking, it did become a lot. It did, you know, JT may have thought it was something more too because JT had ended up running over and kind of in between us. And, you know, I don't know JT, and I love Miami, and
from the City Girls, right?
Yeah, and I respect the City Girls. I have no issues. I want people to understand this so much. I have no issues with no females. I don't want to have a war with a bunch of girls, you know, like that's not what that was. So even at the party, it was part of me wanted to hug Megan and just be like, bitch, I love you. It ain't no drama. And then part of me, you know, didn't want to talk and engage a whole lot at all, because there were people in the room, and there were a lot of people in the room that I just didn't want to make our make the wrong impression of what was going on, interpretation of our conversation. And unfortunately, it did get a lot more animated than I wanted it to be. And I woke up the next day to a damn
a viral video going viral saying JT got at King, EJ King, and EJ King got into it with Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, it was just everywhere. So everybody's like, well, what is really going on? So we're definitely not going to hear about
and
from
I've
Megan.
I don't know JT. I don't know her. I know she's, cool with Megan, and maybe she thought she was coming in to, help Megan out, but it wasn't that. I never.
But was she trying to fight you though?
JT came between us, and she kind of like pushed me back and was like, and she said what she said. And I was like, ma'am, I don't know. I just don't know you. I understand what you're doing, but that's not even what this is, And I try to explain to Megan at the party, like, I didn't go live to go live. I didn't go live to make this messy. I didn't go live for clout. I've been doing this 14 years. Anybody will tell you, I've never been in a situation for clout. I'm not going to start at 34. I don't need to start off the backs of Megan's career. That's not what that was. Unfortunately, this is a social world, so everything's become a social problem. And people are like, well, you opened the gate when you came live. And I was like, yeah, but it was my truth. I never said anything bad about Megan, nor I never said anything bad, because a lot of what we're going through personally is personal. And what I shared with her was a real friendship and real moments, but I've never bashed anybody, any client. And I've been through some shit with some clients.
Right.
And nobody has never known, at all. And so the misunderstandings got carried away. And, I know that Megan may have felt hurt as a friend, and I think we're both hurt. And I think that it was just expressed the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And so, we haven't spoke since then. And so, but I do wish her the best. And I know that she's going to do good in this business. And, hopefully, I see her again.
Well, hopefully that you guys, sit down and talk personally. So do you think that you and Megan Thee Stallion will ever be friends again, and you guys can talk off of social media? Hopefully she sees this and say, you know what, let me pick up and call my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let me call, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just a misunderstanding, miscommunication maybe. In life, it is what it is. I hope that we can cross paths again and talk and get back to what it was. But that's just the Virgo in me. I don't like tension with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't like tension with anything. And crazy thing is, I've told Megan stories about old clients and how I didn't like how they ended, or I don't like tension with people. And so life's too short. So I try to mend the situations I have with people that may run you or rub you the wrong way. And so, but I also know that Megan has to go through her journey as an artist, with people and her team and who's around her, who she wants around her and stuff like that. And so that's something that she has to go through with or without me. And so, but because this business is very small, I'm sure I'll run into Megan and them again. And, and I don't want it to be an awkwardness, and, I may reach out, later on, but I think that I've kind of just came to terms with the situation. I come to terms that people will make their reality and make your truth for you, regardless of what you say or not. Everything I'm saying today could be pure as this, and somebody gonna be like, "You lying? You went lying." Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What it is. So I can't make anybody a believer of my truth, but I'm at peace with where I'm at, and so that's really just now focusing on what's next.
Good. Yeah. So hopefully, like I said, one day you guys will, cross paths again. You got to let people, like you say, just go through what they need to go through in life.
Yeah.
And in the universe will, conspire to connect those dots again. And speaking of what's next, EJ, what's next for you? I mean, you are so talented. You have a great personality. What is next for you? What should we look out for? Will you be working with another celebrity, or are you just going to be doing your own thing?
I did get a gig that I am excited about. And it's 3 chicks that I will be doing. And it's, the crazy thing.
Okay, so who are the 3 chicks? Don't be beating around the bush. Who are the 3 chicks? Can we know?
I want to say, but until it's all the way, right now we're waiting on the date. And so
okay.
say something and and something changes. But
Right.
when Tiana called me and was like, "Can you do this shoot for me?" And I was like,
Okay.
"Yeah, do it. You know, I think it'll be fun."
Love
And
it.
so, but I'm back. I'm in acting classes. I'm in media training classes.
Right.
I really, I started a showroom. I'm starting a showroom, online showroom. It's called
Right.
S&P Showroom. And so, and I want to almost do like a style house for like up and coming stylists or glam or gigs that I may get that I can't do. I have a team of people that can come in and do it, and I can just oversee the projects. I have to do a movie at the top of the year. We booked for wardrobe on the movie, and then what else? And then I'm getting more into just reality and TV, and I have some next week about some dope things, and so that's kind of like my lane and what I want to do. I've always loved acting, and I think that's what kind of drove me to feeling like this, because I always felt like styling was a stepping stone in my way into the business. And 14 years of this is like dope. I did it. I made styling. I did some dope things. And so I just don't want to miss the door to the next chapter of my life. And I don't want to be so focused on trying to make the styling thing keep going, opposed to me missing my opportunity over here. And I could just really just focus on me and deal with me, because there's a lot of politics in styling. There's a lot of politics in music, and so I've always been a puzzle piece to somebody's bigger picture. So I was like, what I want to be my bigger picture and focus on mine, And so, and I'm just gonna take the chance. I think that I will always love style, always create through clothes, and I still want to do selective clients, but when I say I style them, or I just don't want to do the day-to-day hustle with it. But certain gigs, yeah, I still do, and I still love, and but I really appreciate King.
Absolutely. So listen, I know I'm going to follow your journey because I follow you on Instagram now. And so how can everybody follow you? I know you got like millions of followers anyway. So tell people how they can get in touch with you if they want you to come and style an event. You cannot come playing with the check, because EJ definitely knows his things about his business.
So the good thing is I may be with you more than I expected, because I'm looking for places in Atlanta. I'm looking for relocating. So, and I want to bust into the Atlanta market, and I want to do more, and so everybody thinks that I'm Uncle Cliff from P Valley everywhere I go.
Oh my God. Listen. And that's what I thought I knew you from. And I was like, no, that's not him. Like this is EJ. So yeah. So good. So listen, I can't wait till you get back to Atlanta. Tell everybody your social media real quick, and like if you have a website and how they can follow you.
Yeah. So all my social platforms is EJ King 21. My website is EJ King Official. And yeah, I'm on Big O, I'm on everything. It's all the same across the board. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's all the same.